Hi guys, my name is Darby and welcome to my YouTube channel. Since this is my very first video, I figured what better way to start this channel than to let you guys get to know me a little better. I'm gonna answer some questions asked by some followers on my other platforms. And yeah, let's just get into it. If you could have tea with one fictional character, who would it be and why? Ooh. Gut reaction, Jay Gatsby from The Great Gatsby. I feel like that would be such a fun character to talk to. I feel like he'd have stories for days. Most of them would be lies, but that's okay. And F. Scott Fitzgerald is one of my favorite authors, so I think it would be cool to have tea with one of his characters. Okay, if you suddenly became the ruler of your own country, what would your flag look like and what would your national anthem be? That's such a fun question. I would be on the flag. I am not ashamed to admit it. I've always wanted to be on a postage stamp or a coin or something. So if I was the ruler of a country, I would absolutely have my face on the flag. It would probably be like a soft kind of pastel-y color in the background, either yellow or like a lavendery kind of color. It would be me with a tiara, of course, and like, wait, hold on. Picture it something like this. You guys can see it, right? Like, it would be something like that, right? Cute. And for my national anthem, I'm gonna go either All Too Well, 10-minute version, Taylor's version, or Toxic by Britney Spears. I have no reasoning behind those. It just, I don't know. It's what came into my head. What is a surefire way to distract you? Breathe. I am one of the most easily distracted people on the face of this planet. Talk to me about anything. Talk to me about movies or books or art or say, hey, I saw a dog. Like, it would honestly be harder not to distract me than to distract me. So, if you could change your name, would you? No, I wouldn't. I paused for a second because if you had asked younger me, I might have said yes, but it's for a silly, stupid reason, so I'm glad that they don't give children that power. And it's because when you go to amusement parks, museums, any kind of field trip, any kind of trip anywhere, they always have pencils, keychains, necklaces, all this stuff with your name on it, and there are never any Darbies. But as an adult, it's such a silly little thing that no one thinks about. As a kid, you are like, why isn't my name up there? Like, you don't think of your name as weird or different or unique. So I don't know. I definitely wouldn't change my name, but younger me might have had something to say about that. If you could be on any reality TV show, which one would you choose? Ooh, okay. So I have a caveat to this one. I would love to be on Love Island, but only if they'd let me be on the UK version, because I think that one is just far superior to any of the other spin-offs. Like, sorry, Love Island USA. And if not, The Challenge. Like, if they won't let me go on UK because I'm not from, you know, the United Kingdom, I'd go on The Challenge. Do I think I would win The Challenge? No, absolutely not. It's based off athleticism. However, I do think I can make it pretty far politicking my way in there. So yeah, I think that could be fun. What's one thing you always have in your fridge? Pickles and hot sauce. Pickles and hot sauce. I know that's two answers, but I always have not just one, but multiple kinds of pickles and hot sauce in my fridge. Are there any quotes you live by? Oh my goodness, I'm sure there's several of them, really. The one that comes to mind first is Carpe Diem, seize the day. And I really do like that quote, but it's not because I like that quote that I often think of it. It's because of the movie Dead Poets Society and how powerful and impactful that film is. So if you haven't for some reason seen it, go watch it. It'll change your perspective on the phrase Carpe Diem. But yeah, so I think of that one right off the bat. Ooh, okay. 2 truths and a lie. I've been to 40 out of 50 states. I have 4 tattoos, and I willingly spent the night in a haunted asylum. Which one's the lie? If you guessed that I've been to 40 out of 50 states is the lie, you'd be correct. I've actually been to 43 out of 50 states. I do have 4 tattoos, and I did willingly spend the night in an old haunted asylum. Penhurst Asylum in Pennsylvania, to be exact. If money were not an issue, what would you do with your life? I would travel. I would travel full time, at least for the foreseeable future. There's so many places and things I want to do and see and things I want to eat and cultures I want to experience. So I definitely travel full time for at least the next couple of years. And if there ever came a time where I wanted to settle down, I would move to a sleepy seaside town somewhere, and I would write books, and I would probably own a bakery. What advice would you give your high school self if you could? Stop worrying so much about what other people think of you and what they want for you. High school is just such a hard age. It's such an impressionable age, and you have all these expectations on you from teachers and parents and your peers. And honestly, none of it matters. The only opinion and expectation for your life that matters is your own. So stop worrying so much about what other people think and want for your life. If you could have one talent that you do not naturally have, what would it be? No questions asked. I would love to be able to sing. I was a huge musical theater nerd all through high school, still am, and it's just really disappointing when you get up on stage and you can't carry a tune, which means you're never getting the lead role in anything, even though you try really hard. So I would love to be able to sing. I would love to be able to belt Defying Gravity just at the top of my lungs without breaking people's eardrums. What's one thing you'd like to change about yourself? I'm actually actively working on this one, but I would like to be less of a people pleaser. I have a really bad habit of saying yes to things for other people, even if it'll stretch me out really thin, even if I don't want to. I just have a hard time saying no because I never want to disappoint people or feel like I'm letting people down. And that's gotten me in some trouble, so I'm trying to be less of a people pleaser. What creators do you like or draw inspiration from? I'm going to answer this from a YouTube perspective since that's the platform we're on right now. And a lot of creators kind of come to mind, but one sticks out above the rest, and that is Jenna Marbles. I pretty much grew up watching her videos. I loved the way her content had this beautiful creative energy. And she was the first creator I really saw do a channel where you didn't have to have a niche. She wasn't just any one thing. She just got on the internet and presented this beautiful picture of her goofy, silly life. And that's kind of the direction I want this channel to go in. I don't want to be just any one thing. I just want to give you guys a long form version of what my life looks like. The silliness, the goofiness, the day-to-day things sometimes, just to give you an idea of who I am as a person. What was your dream job as a child? Two come to mind. For a long time, I told everyone I wanted to be a marine biologist. Do I like science? Absolutely not. No. However, I did really like sharks, dolphins, and The Little Mermaid. So as soon as I got old enough to realize that I would have to do biology and sciences to be a marine biologist, I said, no, that's not the career for me. And the other one was actress / America's Next Top Model, which should really just tell you all you need to know about me and why I am the way that I am. Favorite way to spend a lazy day? How lazy am I feeling is the question. I mean, does a lazy day just mean a day off where I have the freedom to do anything, or am I really feeling lazy? Because there are some days when I just want to put on a big comfy hoodie and I want to lay in my bed and I want to binge watch some terrible trash television or some movies and just like not move. But if it's just a day off where I have the freedom to do what I want and I don't have obligations to do, I would probably bake some baked goods, make some jewelry, write some poetry, all of these creative, wonderful things that I like to do. Or if it's summertime, I would spend it on the beach. I absolutely adore the beach. What has been the most transformative experience of your life? I am not very good at short answers, but I will try to keep this one as short as possible. I took an internship after college with Academic Competition Enterprises, ACE for short, and I worked for the National History Bee. I'm sure most of you have heard of the National Spelling Bee. Kind of the same premise, except for very sweet little history nerd children who I adored so much. Basically, I flew to LA, met 15 strangers, we trained for 2 weeks, and then we traveled the country for 3 months. We hit 40 out of 50 states. We ran all of their regional competitions to qualify them for the nationals, and then we ran nationals. Seeing 40 out of 50 states in 3 months would be impactful for anyone, but it really kind of showed me who I was as a person. I was living out of a suitcase, out of a minivan in hotel rooms for 3 months, and I was thrown in with 15 strangers that then became family to me because you were spending all your time with them. And I met some of the most important and impactful people in my life on this trip. So that was really a wonderful and transformative experience. And I'm gonna cut it off now before I get too sappy. But if anyone ever wants a long form like story time about the job, about the trip, about any of the crazy stories that happened to us on the road, just let me know. I'll make a whole separate video. What's your favorite memory with your family? Honestly, I don't think I can pick just one. I have to say that I'm incredibly blessed in the family department. And I don't just mean parents, I mean grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, all the extended family. I am blessed to know and love each and every one of them. Like, I am so very fortunate. There are a million memories. I don't know that I can pick just one. So I'm gonna pivot and I'm gonna go with my favorite family tradition that kind of encompasses everybody in my life that I love. Every year we get together for Thanksgiving on my dad's side of the family. We eat Thanksgiving on the table that my dad and his brothers have eaten every Thanksgiving of their lives on. It's just such a wonderful tradition to all eat on a piece of family history. That's what I'll say is my answer for that one, even though that wasn't the question. So sorry. What creative projects do you have in the works? Well, if you're watching this, this means I launched a YouTube channel and you're looking at it. Honestly, this has been a thought process for a long time. It has been planning and preparation and acquiring equipment and consultations with Tyler Peterson. Thank you so much. Shout out to Tyler Peterson for answering all of my dumb questions about audio and visual and film and editing. And this would not be possible without you. So I just had to give a quick shout out to him. Other than the YouTube channel, I am constantly making content for TikTok and I'm working on a book number 2. Some of you know and some of you don't, I'm sure, but I published a collection of poetry in May of 2020. And for a long time after that, I didn't write because I thought maybe I had said all I had to say. But I picked up a pen and paper again and I've started writing, so there's no set timeline because I don't like to rush something like that and put deadlines on it. But there is a second book in the works. What did you get in trouble for most when you were a kid? I was a goody two-shoes, so I didn't get in trouble very often as a kid. But the thing that comes to mind is, you know, on report cards when they're like, a pleasure to have in class, whatever. I got a pleasure to have in class. Talks a lot. That's always been my problem. I just talk too much. Clearly, here I am, just talking at you. So some things never change. What is your favorite smell / best memory associated with it? Gut reaction, like I'm sure I have lots of them, but the gut reaction I have is the smell of the ocean, that like salt air that hits you, especially when you haven't been there in a long time. My family has vacations at the same beach every year for pretty much my entire life. And not just like me and my parents, I mean like my extended family. So that smell almost smells like a second home to me. It feels like coming home. So just all those summers spent on the same beach with my family, who I love so very much. All right, last one. If you could be in any cartoon, what would you choose? Oh, there's also multiple answers for this question, but I'm gonna go Scooby-Doo. I was a big Scooby-Doo child. Love, love, love Scooby-Doo. And I think it would just be really cool to ride around with a gang and solve mysteries, go to a malt shop. Like, they just had the best life. I never saw them in school or working. They just rode around, went to sock hops, solved mysteries, and they had a talking dog. Like, it can't get better than that. So that's my answer. I would be in Scooby-Doo if I could. Well, we are all out of questions, so thank you to anyone who asked a question, and thank you guys for watching this video and kind of just getting to know me a little bit better. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe below, and come on this YouTube journey with me. Bye!